I've already explained to you that evil spirits need an access point or need an entry point. Without an entry point, evil spirits cannot do nor achieve anything on the earth. So understand the following. Anytime you are at peace and at ease, evil spirits will use circumstances, especially other people involved in those circumstances, to trick you into unrest. Now, the argument is saying, well, if you are at peace, nobody can get you out of your peace. That's not true. It is possible for someone to trick you out of being at peace. Even when you have the peace of Christ, you have to operate in that peace. The moment you are distracted from operating in the peace of Christ, they got you. That's why Christ said, let not your hearts be troubled. If it was impossible for your heart to be troubled, Christ would not have commanded us not to let our hearts be troubled. So, evil spirits always want to trouble your heart. That is what they're after. And they use fellow human beings as entry points to you. Okay, let's say you're in the bus and there's this drunk passenger that comes in and begins to scream and shout at people. It causes discomfort in everyone. Now, that guy is drunk, and because he's drunk, evil spirits can hack him or gain access to him. So the evil spirits knew that you would be on this bus, because you always take this bus around this time to go home. So evil spirits push this man. The man isn't even aware of it. Evil spirits push this man towards that bus at that time to end the bus. And what do you know? The demons got a match. You were on the bus. And now the demons triggered men to lose it on the bus. Now, the man is drunk. He's not in his right mind. He doesn't even know that evil spirits are tricking him. But nevertheless, he's an entry point now used to put unrest on you. Now, what do you do if you're in that bus and this passenger goes nuts and everyone gets upset? That's a dangerous climate. It can even lead to fights, and the fights may lead to homicide. Evil spirits don't care. Evil spirits are willing to put everyone in harm's way just to get to you, the believer. That's how evil spirits are. So let's say you're on the bus, and suddenly this paranormal infestation happens. Evil spirits take over someone, now there's unrest. What do? Get out at the next stop and wait for another bus. Oh, here's the better thing. Before you take the bus, before you even leave your house, send peace ahead of you to the road and the routes you're taking, and also command judgment. Command Holy Spirit fire to consume every violence on your path. Do those two things. Send peace ahead of you and enforce judgment on every violence that you'll encounter on your road. Or on your route, I mean. So when you do this, let's say there's this drunk man there, evil spirits want to use him. Because you send judgment ahead of you, evil spirits get uncomfortable. They think, you know what, we better not do this. And because you send peace ahead of you, there's another layer of force you send out that shuts down every potential thing evil spirits want to do. Now, evil spirits may still be desperate to try to cause unrest around you. They may not cause unrest directly near you because you send peace ahead of you, but they will try to cause unrest close to you. But because it's close to you, it won't affect you that much. Evil spirits will still try. That's what I'm pointing out to you here. That's why sending judgment and sending peace ahead of you are so important to do on a daily basis. Never leave your house unless you are in a good mood. Simple as that. Now, this is also the reason why you shouldn't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Think about it. What if you have a guy who often goes to the red light district, okay? That's what he does. And he's on good terms with you. He has a big defect within himself that he doesn't want to address. Now, evil spirits, because of this, have access to him. So let's say you're talking to this guy. Out of the blue, this guy may say something painful or hurtful towards you, and it shocks you. Because we are emotional creatures as human beings also. So when someone says something out of the blue that's shocking or in a form of attack, it kind of shocks us. And it's natural that you're shocked by it. So maybe your parents used to be critical of you all the time. And it wounded you emotionally. Now, that other guy is not aware of it, but evil spirits do. So one day a demon may hack the brain of that individual, and suddenly the demon takes over the muscles of the body and speak through the individual. And the demon says, well, you shouldn't be such a lazy guy, then things will get done in your life. Out of the blue, one of your buddies says that. And you think, what did he say? Everyone around also think, what did the guy say? It doesn't add up. But the individual is not even aware they said it. Afterwards, they will remember them saying it and they think, whoa, that wasn't me. They may say, Rashid or Kevin, what I just said, I don't know why I said that. It wasn't me. Even they are shocked. What just happened? Evil spirits took them over. And what happened? Now you have an emotional wound now by how he verbally attacked you, versus how the demon attacked you verbally through his body. Now, there are people who don't even care what goes on. There are people who are so bitter-minded that they are bitter themselves. So when they say bitter things, even though it's not really them, they don't care. They just say it. Those are people who are open and willing vessels for demons. But a lot of people out there who are used by demons, they're not open vessels. They just have access points to unprocessed trauma, or they have wrong ways of thinking, or things aren't addressing within them that causes evil spirits to have access to them. Now understand this. Evil spirits don't have the same access to everyone. Someone that's bitter-minded with a lot of grudges, evil spirits can easily walk in and out of them. But someone who's cheerful, yet they have wrong thinking, evil spirits have to trick them one way or the other. Evil spirits can't just enter in and out of them. Look, there are believers that evil spirits use. A believer, no demon can enter into a believer because the believer is born again. The Holy Spirit dwells inside of them. But if the believer is not renewed in his mind or not renewed in her mind, evil spirits can still trick them at a distance. So it's quite important for you to know what you're dealing with, not who you're dealing with. Who is the role? The role can be your mom, your dad, or a buddy, or employer at work, or a stranger on the streets. The role is the social functions one has in relation to you. The what is the type of creature you're dealing with. If someone is not renewed in their mind, and only believers can be renewed in their mind. If someone is not renewed in their mind, walking in the resurrection power of Christ, evil spirits have access and entry points to them, whether to them directly or to the people that are involved with. So that's why when you deal with unbelievers, you deal with them on a practical level. You walk in love towards them, the same you would do towards the believer, but you will not fellowship with unbelievers. Because when you're fellowship with unbelievers, first of all, it won't work. Because unbelievers don't have the resurrection power of Christ. They don't see possibilities you do because they don't have the power to deal with the challenges you do. So there's a disconnect right over there. And if you're dealing with a believer who's not walking by faith, he or she is just going around life in cycles, just like unbelievers, then you can't even fellowship with that believer. Yes, he or she is a believer, but they operate as unbelievers, so you can't fellowship with them. Why? Because evil spirits can have access to them. Understand this. Whenever someone is not renewed in their mind, nor walking by faith, because to walk by faith, you have to be renewed in your mind. When someone is not renewed in their mind, evil spirits can hack them. If they are an unbeliever, evil spirits can hack their brain and take over their body for a little while. If they're a believer, evil spirits can send shocks towards their body just to trick them and then use other people to suggest onto them. Just know that evil spirits need entry points. So you have to be watchful concerning the people you involve yourself with. If someone is not walking by faith, then you know that at some point they can become an access or entry point for evil spirits. As simple as that. And that's why as a believer, you have to take responsibility concerning your social relationships. You cannot afford to be involved with everyone. You can't afford to be close to everyone. And you can't afford everyone to be close with you. You cannot. You'll be hijacking and sabotaging yourself when you do that. Oh, and look at this. Even unbelievers understand that it's not wise to be close and deeply involved with everyone. For example, you can have one unbeliever who's selling drugs in the streets, and then his cousin, who is working at a bank, for example, he has access to people's finances. Now, even though they're relatives of one another, is them hanging together a good idea? No. Because that guy that's a manager at the bank who has access to the financial data of, I would say, hundreds of thousands of people, that guy, he needs to have a good reputation. And if they see him with that cousin who sells drugs in the streets, it's going to harm his reputation as well as the reputation of the bank he's working at. And if the reputation of the bank is harmed because you have a manager involved with drug dealers, the bank may risk bankruptcy. And it will also affect their customers, whether it's corporate customers or just private customers. So that guy that works at the bank knows very well, okay, he's my cousin, we're at good terms, but I can't hang with him and I can't allow people to see us in public. Even having him on social media may be risky. Because remember, that guy's in the street selling drugs, and his criminal buddies know that he has a relative working at the bank. So that connection can be bad. Even though they're both unbelievers, they're both in darkness, they both understand that this link may be risky. Or let's say now that someone is a dual citizen. Someone has both the passport of the United States and the passport of, let's say, Russia. Now, the interests of the United States and Russia often don't go hand in hand. Well, if someone is an American citizen, well, they can't get a job, a government nor high corporate job easily in Russia. Neither the other way around. Someone's a Russian citizen, they can't have the United States. But someone is a dual citizen, yes, they're loyal to Russia, but they're also loyal to the United States. So that becomes a risk. So even in the world, they understand that you can't grant access to everything, to everyone. That's why we have keys and locks on the doors for our houses, so not everyone can come in. That's why we use a password or a code to enter Facebook or other social media we're using, if you have social media. So, if even in the world they understand that not every link with people will be healthy nor safe for you, we as believers, we have no excuse. Yes, we relate to people in a practical way, also, and especially they're unbelievers, but we don't fellowship with them. Do not grant entry points for Satan in your life. Don't do it. Be at peace.